in Woodside Ranch, and this is a combination re-roof and weatherization project. I started off with the main purpose was to weatherize the home because it's 36 years old and had virtually no insulation in the roof. It's a vaulted ceiling with an open beam rafter design with 2x6 decking, tongue and groove decking. And when the place was built, it was insulated with 1.5-inch foam board, and then space sheeting applied to the top of that, and then the shake roof was applied to that. Mr. McIntosh called me, and he had received one of our flyers in the mail about remodeling and weatherization. He had what he felt a huge problem that he'd been saving for all these years, and the electric bills were literally going through the roof. The prices of electricity, as we all know, have gone up, and the house does have electric heat. And because of that, the lack of insulation and basically the way the house was built, it was not your typical insulation job where you would just add attic insulation or increase the thickness of the insulation to provide more insulation and a better R value. This was a post and beam style house with 4x8 beam rafters, all open inside, 2x6 car decking, all exposed inside. Built the way a lot of these homes were built back in the 70s and 80s in Bend. It's the rustic kind of a cabin style type house. And virtually all he had was about 1.5 inches of insulation on the roof between the decking and the roofing. He might have had a total of an R8 if he was lucky. We had a shake roof, which was a wildfire hazard, and the county ordinance requires that you replace shake roofs with a Class C roof now. So knowing that he needed to do something, and he came to me thinking that I could, with my background, I could help him with some kind of a solution. So we did some research and we found these Hunter panels. They're called Hunter vent panels. They're about 5.5 inches thick with structural sheeting applied to them. And we tore the entire roof off, the shakes, the old shingles, the old foam board, and the old space sheeting that the shakes were attached to, and took it right down to the decking. And then installed the new Hunter panels, which is an engineered system. It has an engineered attachment system. It has specific instructions for installation. And then not only did they increase his R value to approximately an R30, it also created ventilation, which he had none before. There was no ventilation. So we introduced ventilation in the eaves and ventilated the top ridge. So now he has a clear 1-inch airspace throughout the whole roof system, which will help keep the roof system cooler, which will also make the roof system, the roofing itself, last much longer. And with a Class C 40-year roof on here now, he's good to go for many years, and he has eliminated the fire danger that he had prior with the old shake roof. And as you can see through this video, the process of removing, replacing, and tarping, and keeping the site clean, and now we have a finished product, and you can see that you can't even tell there's ever been anything done. Yeah. And the homeowner has already spoke to me about, although there's no way of knowing what the heat savings will be, the calculations we've done has shown that it will be quite substantial, but he can already tell the house is staying cooler in these hot days in July. If we're doing a remodel where we're doing house plans, where we're doing an addition to a house, if I have time, I'll draw the plans. I mean, I have a background in doing that, so I'm capable of doing it. But typically during the summer months, I don't have time to do it. So I have an in-house design person who does all the drawings. And usually what I do is I put them in touch with the customer, and he works with them one-on-one until they get exactly what it is they want. Sometimes it means a few redraws, but that's just part of the process. Something like this where we're designing, we're not actually doing a huge set of plans or a drawing for a house or an addition to a house, then usually I can do that. I have enough time to do that, or will do that. With my engineering background, I'm able to do that. So when this one, was some special problems because of the fact that these panels are, 5.5 inches thick. We had to figure out a way to fascia the house to cover these. What's on the house now is the original fascias. They're fir. They are actually 2 by 8, and I mean they're the real 2 inches by 8 inches, because they were rough sawn cut at a mill somewhere back in the 70s here in Bend. So you can't buy that product anywhere. So you have to have it milled or made, which is extremely expensive. So what we did was we got rough sawn cedar, and we trimmed over the original fascias and made it like a 2-step fascia, which covered the top of the panels, along with some additional framing and furring up on top of the roof, to the point where now it looks like it's always been that way. You can't even tell that there's ever been anything done. Hi, I'm Richard Kelley, owner and operator of RGK Contracting and Consulting. We'd like to be your contractor. We are a locally and family-owned business here in Bend. We'd like for you to visit our website for more information. And please email or call. We'd like to be your contractor for your next project, on time, on budget, and right the first time.